On today's video, we're going to give you the real pros and cons of moving to Raleigh, North Carolina. Hello everyone, this is Chris Morton, real estate broker with eXp Realty in Raleigh, North Carolina. And one of the biggest cons of moving to Raleigh, it's really lost its small town feel. So Raleigh is a mid-sized city and growing larger and larger all the time. That definitely has its advantages, but one of the biggest disadvantages, we've really lost that small town America feel, and that goes for most all of the cities and towns around Raleigh. For example, Wake Forest and Apex used to have that small town, slow pace of life, and it's dramatically changed. They both dramatically changed over the past couple years. Now there's a lot of hustle and bustle, a lot of people moving to both Wake Forest and Apex, and so they've definitely, unfortunately, also lost that feel. But the good news is there are still some towns surrounding the Raleigh area where you can go get that rural, easy living kind of pace of life. You may just have to drive a little ways to get it, but it still does exist. If you'd like some suggestions on some of these small towns, feel free to email us. The flip side of this con, the loss of small town feel, is we're getting a big city feel. And for a lot of people, that is a positive. So it's another way to look at it. The second con to tell you about moving to Raleigh, North Carolina, the lack of area restaurants. So this may surprise some of you who are subscribers to our channel that we are putting this as a con because we are constantly raving about the Raleigh area food scene. And yes, Raleigh does have some really amazing restaurants. Unfortunately, you just have to kind of know where to find them. Raleigh just isn't big enough to have the same variety of restaurants that a lot of you from bigger cities are coming from. So if you're a big foodie like we are, you sometimes can get a little frustrated. You have to pretty much be an amateur detective to uncover all of the hidden gems of the Raleigh area. If you want suggestions for certain kind of food, please drop it in the comments below. We'll be happy to help any way we can. You can also check out Yelp or some of the Raleigh area food blogs for some advice. Con number 3 about moving to the Raleigh, North Carolina area, the weather. So weather is fairly unpredictable around here. We can get as low as single digits in the winter and as high as plus 100 degrees in the summer. If you are a winter weather lover, you're gonna hate the summers here. If you're a summer weather lover, you're gonna hate the winters here. We also consistently have inconsistent weather patterns. Everything could be nice and sunny and bright in the winter, and all of a sudden a snowstorm could pop up. Luckily, you're only going to get 2, 3, 4 inches of snow, not like 20 inches like some parts of the country. In the summer, don't be surprised if a thunderstorm pops up, and occasionally that we might get a hurricane come through this area. Although generally they're isolated to the coast of North Carolina, we do sometimes get them here in the interior part of the state. Every now and again, a tornado warning will pop up, but that's usually in the spring or the summertime. So be prepared. If you're not very happy with hot weather and you like cold weather, we may not be the right place for you. If you really love tropical climates, our winters may not suit you either. Sorry. The number 4 con, we can be a little boring. If you are excited about and looking forward to a go, 24-hour-a-day, open everything lifestyle like you might find in downtown New York, Raleigh and the surrounding area is probably not for you. Most restaurants close at 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Gets a little boring. Not a whole heck of a lot to do here as far as excitement. We don't have great amusement parks like they have down in Orlando or tons of different kinds of things to do like in New York City. It's just something that you should be prepared for if you plan to move here and you look for that sort of thing. But don't get me wrong, there are a ton of really, really great things going on in the area. It's just that we tend to be a little on the boring, easygoing side around here. And con number 5 about moving to the Raleigh, North Carolina area, our housing situation. So if you've watched any of our videos in the past, you probably are aware housing prices have gone up and up and up recently. In fact, in 2020, the median home price in the Raleigh area was $283,000. It's now jumped to $431,000 today. And our new construction situation is not much better. Beyond the fact that the builders can't build homes fast enough, the lots for new construction have gotten smaller and smaller. And unfortunately, a lot of the builders are building cookie cutter homes. And by cookie cutter, I mean maybe in that neighborhood, they're building 6 or 7 plans. And if you look hard enough, you're gonna see your exact home built down the street. That's not to say that all builders are building cookie cutter and all lots are teeny tiny, but just know that you need to do your research to find the right home for you. But not all about moving to Raleigh, North Carolina is a big giant negative. There are lots of positive things about the area too, starting with pro number one, our job situation. If you've done any research at all on the Raleigh area, you know we are landing at the very, very top of all of the best places to get a job list that come out from all of the periodicals all throughout the year. We're very fortunate that the area is very, very strong in technology, medical, university jobs, as well as state government jobs. The state capital is Raleigh. So Raleigh has a lot of jobs in a lot of different industries, which bodes really, really well for our local economy. Pro number two about moving to Raleigh, North Carolina, the location. Raleigh is centrally located in the state of North Carolina. You can be to the beach in about 2 hours, to the mountains in about 3 hours, to Charleston, South Carolina in about 4 hours, and to Washington, D.C. in about 4.5 hours, and to Florida in about 7 hours. Great location for driving. We also have the airport here, international airport, that can get you to all kinds of different areas that you may not want to drive to. But as far as driving goes, and generally taking day trips, you can't beat Raleigh. Pro number three about moving to Raleigh, North Carolina, it's very easy to fit in. Again, because we are such a bustling area for jobs, we're getting people coming from all over the country and all over the world for that matter. So if you are looking for people from your hometown or that maybe have likes and interests that you have, it should be pretty easy to find someone very similar because they've probably moved from where you're from. Pro number four about moving to Raleigh, North Carolina, we're a dozen cities in one. We've talked about this a little bit earlier in this video, that there's a changing dynamic, that there's lots of different stuff going on, rural parts of the area, suburban parts of the area, bustling city parts of the area, and we're all sort of this one big conglomerate metropolitan area. And that includes towns you've probably heard of like Raleigh. Durham, North Carolina is 30-40 minutes away. Chapel Hill as well. Those are the big three. We've got Apex, Cary, Holly Springs, Wake Forest, and on and on and on. So what's really cool about that is it's all one big giant area attached by roads. You can literally be in one city and before you know it, you're in the next city, which makes it great and easy to get around and to have that community feel that we all have for the big greater metropolitan triangle area. But the flip of that and the positive of that is each of those towns and cities really have their own personality. It makes a great opportunity if you first move here that you can take the weekends to go explore different cities, different towns to get a feel for what you like, and know that if you live in one town but you really, really like breakfast in another town, you're probably only about 30 to 45 minutes away from it. So it's really an easy drive on a Saturday morning, Sunday morning to go from your home to your favorite breakfast place to grab a great meal. Pro number five about moving to Raleigh, North Carolina, country life versus city life. We've touched on it again a little bit in this video, but Raleigh has something for everyone. If you want that big city vibe, you can definitely check out downtown Durham, downtown Raleigh. If you want the country feel, there's no better place to check out than Zebulon, Youngsville, parts of Wake Forest, Fuquay-Varina, and really even parts of Raleigh and some of the bigger cities. Country, easygoing lifestyle is something you definitely can find in the area, just like you definitely can find a big city lifestyle and getting bigger all the time. So those are some of the pros and cons of Raleigh, North Carolina. If you're thinking about a move into or out of Raleigh, my team and I would love to be your real estate agents of choice. You can email us at hello@mortonbradbury.com, or you can click on the link below. Check out this video if you want some more interesting and exciting topics about the Raleigh, North Carolina area. And as always, if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe below, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.